guys, thanks for checking out my channel. And the Mail Handlers Convention wrapped up not too long ago. I wanted to give you guys a quick update on what the convention was about, what I thought of it, and some things I learned that weren't really shared on the website. As far as one of the main arbitrations we were fighting regarding STCs in Kansas and elsewhere, we won the arbitration with, I think the arbitrator was Brent, who oversaw the arbitration, and that was regarding subcontracting our work to private companies. And the arbitrator ruled in our favor, and the only holdup now is they're trying to meet with him again to agree on the monetary sum that they're going to pay out for that arbitration decision. As far as that, we won. In the officer report about the network redesigns, that we would see more benefit than harm as far as they're concerned, because most of that work is going to be packages, so it's going to be predominantly going for mail handler work, and that seems to show with the data. We had the largest increase in members. I think it was about 20% in the last 3 years, and that seems to be due to our focus on shifting to packages instead of first class mail. A couple things I noticed about the convention that were left out that I wanted to cover. This is the first thing. So a lot of this wasn't covered in the website, and I was lucky to learn about this at all because again, they didn't share it, and the only person that shared it was my branch president, because she was one of the delegates to the convention. As far as the two-tier pay scale, we are going to be fighting that. Paul said he's looking at what Brian Renfro is negotiating for the letter carriers to see what he can get out of it. Brian Renfro was also at our convention apparently, and gave a speech about it, saying that he would have our backs regarding that. It's something that we're both our unions are going to be fighting, is the huge pay gap between table 1 and 2 that's been, has been a sticking point for all of us new people. That's something I wanted to share with you guys because that wasn't shared anywhere. Second issue was locality pay. Locality pay, I know, like, for a lot of us new members, even in high cost areas, even me in low cost area where I live in Florida, that's something that I've been thinking about a lot. A lot of you guys have been thinking about as well. They discussed it at the convention with the lawyers, but they turned it down ultimately because this has been brought up a lot, but they keep sticking to the argument that it's going to lower pay for members in low cost areas, so the low cost areas, the members in those areas won't vote for it, so they ultimately turned it down for those reasons. I think that is a cop-out, and it's kind of a disservice to the rest of us, because we're still living in these areas and we have no relief, especially if you live in an area like up north, California and Oakland. It's one of the most expensive areas to live, and our wages are sometimes below what fast food is paying in those areas. So we have no way to compensate members that live in these areas, and I think that's going to be damaging to the craft and the post office overall if we don't address that, and it looks like we're ignoring the issue yet again. If you look at how OPM handles this, because how they handle it, they view it as a bonus or a premium that they give to members of certain federal agencies. So if you live in Oakland, for example, you're going to see a 45% bonus to your pay if you live in these high-cost areas. That's something the post office doesn't offer at all, and that's something that in many areas, like in Colorado, there was a lot of reports of like mail delays due to staffing issues, and that was primarily because the Inspector General found they couldn't pay enough to keep people. There were ski resorts that were paying more, there was restaurants that were paying more. The post office was just the least competitive employer in a lot of areas, and that still happens to be the case now. On a side note, something that kind of like went under the radar as well was the union is planning to go after some of you guys that are not paying dues. So they're trying to craft some type of legislation that they want to send to Congress or to lobby for, where they want to charge, I don't know how much or what percentage, but they want to start charging non-paying members for the wage increases that the union fights for. My last issue of the convention was communications. In the officer report, they talked about how they're going to be doing continuing the magazines, updating the website, and they launched the app for the mail handlers. And it's still way behind like what the other postal unions are doing. If you look at APWU, they have their social media on point. They have Twitter, they have Instagram, Facebook, they have everything already set up, and their own YouTube page that they update regularly. Now we have our own YouTube page, but if you looked recently at it, it's barely anything on it. I think for the convention they put a teaser trailer, and that was it. They didn't have any video for the convention. They only took photos of the convention, which was like a huge letdown. It's a huge disservice because we don't get to see the nuances of what's going on in these conventions. We missed Brian Renfro being on stage. We missed a lot of speakers being on stage and hearing from them directly. We just got a short text summary of what was going on, and that's nowhere near as transparent as what other unions are doing right now. And I think that's an area where we're really falling behind. This is also a way that the union could have shared what we described earlier with the two-tier wage scale that they were fighting. This was part of Paul's president report, which was nowhere on the website, by the way. They completely ignored his speech, and it was only, I only knew about it because my branch president was a delegate and decided on her own to bring that to the members' attention. So the union messed up on that completely. They robbed us, especially new members, of any information regarding the stuff that's most relating to us, which was pay issues, especially for new members, the wage gap, the huge wage gap between tables 1 and 2 that we all wanted to know about, and they kept quiet on it. They kept it to themselves. That was the direct result of the lack of communication that they have. The fact they don't have videos of the event, they only highlight what they want to highlight. So because these conventions are run by retirees or delegates that are at the top of the pay scale, a lot of them didn't think it was that important to them. So this was a disservice to new members because this was treated as an afterthought, and I thought that kind of screwed us over as new members. We wanted to know that information, and we have a right to know. We paid dues. And the leadership of the union dropped the ball on that and did a disservice to us. But yeah, I wanted to share some of this with you because I know a lot of you guys may not have gotten this information from your branch president or your local union. So I wanted to provide that in case you guys were left out. And thank you guys for watching my video. Peace.